If you already own a robot vacuum, you know the conveniences they offer. Not only they clean, but they help save us time. So in the last year, we've been seeing a bunch of these self-emptying robot vacuums, which offer even less interaction with them because not only will they vacuum, but they'll empty themselves out. Hey guys, it's John V here with Digital Trends, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about one particular self-emptying robot you should check out. It's the ECOVACS Deebot N8 Pro Plus, and I'm actually putting it to test against another self-emptying bot in the iRobot Roomba i7 Plus. But before I get started in this video, guys, I just want to say thanks to our friends over at ECOVACS for sending us this review unit to check out. And on top of that, I want to remind you guys also to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get all our latest video. And if you like my video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Right from the start, the first thing I noticed when comparing it to the Roomba i7 Plus is that it's very quiet while it's cleaning. It's not that noisy at all. Now, this is good because it's not as distracting. There's still a hum, but it's not as loud as the Roomba. It does this by using a totally different type of fan motor design that uses this glass fiber material to really optimize energy and at the same time make it very quiet. So the only time it's ever really loud or distracting is when it's emptying the dustbin. It does sound like a jet engine roaring, but at the same time, that's also the type of sound you're hearing from the Roomba. Another thing I really like about the Deebot N8 Pro Plus is that it's pretty efficient with its cleaning. It does this because it moves in a zigzag pattern and not just some random movements. The good thing here is that it doesn't waste time because it does map out rooms, so it knows each and every time how to best go about doing that. Now, it does all of this with the help of LiDAR technology. So I have two cats and they shed a lot. So on the floor, you'll see a lot of their hair collecting in the corners and also a lot of cat litter on the floor. But the thing about the N8 Pro Plus is that it has two side sweeping brushes that helps funnel debris into the underside brush versus just the single one that you'll find on the Roomba. It also helps that with the Deebot app, you could set no-go zones, and it's perfect for pet bowls and places you don't want the robot to go to. One of the biggest challenges for most robot vacuums is avoiding obstacles while they're cleaning. But here with the Deebot N8 Pro Plus, I gotta admit, it does a great job at this because it leverages what ECOVACS calls True Detect technology, and it uses lasers to detect and avoid obstacles on the floor. And it did a good job because there's a stray sock on the floor and it went around it. Honestly, it did better in this area than the Roomba. It's not 100%. You know, there's still some moments where it kind of gets tripped up, but not as frequent as the Roomba, and it does a better job still at avoiding some of those pesky wires you tend to see on the floor anyway. Meanwhile, I did notice that the Roomba gets caught up in tighter spots, and I had to save it a few times. And I also noticed that the Deebot N8 Pro Plus is also a lot gentler navigating around stuff on the floor. For example, I have a water bowl for my two cats and it just brushed up against it. It did hit it, but not too hard, very gentle. Versus the Roomba, which I have to admit was a lot rougher in this regard. It just has a tendency to push ahead too abruptly at times. Okay, so I'll mention that both robot vacuums handled hardwood floors pretty well. No problem there picking up their debris, but a mopper does come in handy, and that's an advantage for the Deebot. This is a huge benefit because instead of having to buy a second or separate robot, you have it already here in one. Now, it does all this similar to other robot vacuums. It uses this microfiber pad that attaches to the bottom, and it spreads water as it vacuums. So there's no need to do one task before the other. You do it all at the same time. And I gotta say, with the mopper, my feet can definitely tell the difference between when it's finished vacuuming and when it's also been cleaned with the mopper, because my hardwood floors felt even cleaner after it. The last thing here I want to talk about is price, because this is the big differentiator among robot vacuums between the entry, mid, and the upper range. Now, these two robot vacuums are pretty much in the top end of the spectrum. The Deebot N8 Pro Plus sells for about $700, while the Roomba i7 Plus sells for around $750. So right there, you're getting a savings by just going with the Deebot. All right, so when you throw in the advanced obstacle avoidance technology, and on top of that, the mopping functionality too, there's a ton of value here with the Deebot N8 Pro Plus when you think about it. And that is it for my video, guys. If you're interested in getting the Deebot N8 Pro Plus, there's a link in the description where you could get that. And if you want to learn more about anything else I talked about in this video, make sure to check out our website, digitaltrends.com. I'm John V, and I'll see you next time.